guys, today I'm going to teach you how to make my heart rose, which has been highly requested. These are the tools we'll be using. The ruler. This is just a metal gardening tool that I have, and a dowel, a small dowel, and of course the glue gun. And I'll be teaching you how I shape my petals with the dowel going backwards, and then the ruler just to fold it. The first two petals, I always like to fold them inward to start the bud. And again, I use the ruler to fold it. And then the next four petals for the bud, I use the small metal and I fold it on the right hand side back. This is very small, and since this is a small rose, it gives it a nice turn. And then on the left hand side, I use the dowel forward. And again the ruler. Just again, another little. So you see how it's, the right hand side is towards the back and the left hand side is towards the front. And then the last 6 petals. Now I'll be using 10 for this rose, for the center, instead of 12. I usually use 12, but I'll use 10. And I just like to also again shape the middle by folding it, and then the right hand side with the dowel towards the back, and the left hand side back also with the dowel, and then with the ruler again I fold the bottom. And so let's start our center. And this is how I put them together, the first ones, and then make sure it is glued on there, and then just put them together like this, and we're put a little bit of glue on each side, just a little dab. I just put a little dab. My glue gun is a little squeaky because it's new. Okay, so as you can see, that is the beginning, and then we start with our next petals, which are the next 4, the ones that have the folding in the back on the right hand side. And on the opening, like always. Okay, and then we put it in. I usually put always on the left hand side a little bit. Glue, stick it on. You see the shape? A little bit of glue. This is the way I like to make my centers. Maybe a little more work than my other friends, which also make beautiful roses, but this is the way I like to make my buds. It takes a little bit more time. And then the next two. Okay, and again I do the same. Just look at it before I put it in. And then I always do the left hand side first. Put it together. And then the right hand side. Hold it because actually using the Gorilla Glue, and I don't even know why it's not sticking, but just hold it in place. Make sure it sticks on. It just gives the rose another look. Another, I don't know, the center makes it look, to me, a little nicer. A little different. It's a little more work, like I said, but for me it's worth it. And then I use the next four. It doesn't have to be perfect. Everyone, you know, everyone has a different way of shaping. But a lot of people ask me, I get a lot of questions, how do you shape how do you give your petals the shape? So then we just go put it together. See? And then just a little wink back. A little bit on the side. I don't use that much glue. And hold on, make sure it does stick. You don't want it to glue. And the last two for the center. And I just put a little dab of glue and hold it. And I always like to give it a little touch with my fingers at the end, just to shape it a little bit. And this is the rose center for the heart. And now we start with our petal number 2. And always in the opening. I love these colors from Michaels, this cardstock. These shades are beautiful. It's the Recollections. And then again, I just put a little dab and put it in. Put it up. Make sure it glues. It give it a little shape. The next side. This Gorilla Glue is really good. And since this paper's a little bit heavier, sometimes it's harder for it to stick on. So I like to use the Gorilla Glue. But everybody's different. I don't always use the Gorilla Glue. Only when I know the cardstock is very heavy, then that's when I use the Gorilla Glue. Otherwise, I just use the regular basic glue, hot glue. And again, you see how it's coming along? Shape it. Little bit of glue on the sides. Put it up and then give it a little bit of shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, it's like I said, every rose is different. We all have our own way of making roses. This is my way. Maybe you have a more simple, faster way, but this is the way I like to make them. Okay, here's the rosebud. Here's the rose coming along. The rosebud is already done. But now we're going to start shaping the heart. So as you can see, this is the top, this is the bottom, and in the middle, this is the middle. And I put my petal in this corner, center, right here. I glue a little bit of glue, and this is how I'm going to shape it to give it the heart shape. And so I just put a little bit of glue, slide it right in the corner. See? And I'm gonna glue it right in the center, one here, and the right in the middle, and on the left hand side. So I just put a little bit of glue on each side. And just see, right in the middle, right on the side, and now I'm gonna put the other petal on this corner. Right here in this corner. And you look at it before you glue it, you know, you just shape it. See? It's gonna glue on the middle and on the side. And you can see how the shape is coming along. Add a little bit more glue because it's and you can see this is already, the shape is coming along. Make sure it just stick on there. Even though this is the Gorilla Glue, it's like still coming off. I don't know why, but maybe you have something better. Okay, so now we're going to put the next petal on the side, right here. You see how it gets the shape? You see? And I like to do the one on the other side also. hand side. And we just put a little bit of glue on each side. Lift it and shape it. Again on the other side, gluing it here and gluing it here. As you can see, the shape is coming along. This is the top and the sides, and this is the bottom. So now we're gonna do the bottom, and it's one petal in the bottom, right here, just to give it the bottom for the shape of the heart. And I just put it on here. Try to line it up as much as I can with the one. Make sure it glues on. And then just give it the shape. Give it a little bit of shape. And then I just put on the glue. There you see. And now just to make the right hand side and left hand side give it, you know, more of a heart shape, we need to put another petal on the middle of the top, right and left hand side. And so we would put it right, the center would go right in the middle, just to give it that heart shape. And I just center it as much as I can. And it looks bigger. And now I do the left hand side, or maybe you're right, I don't know. But see how it's looking? See how it's coming along? You can see the heart shape now. And petal number 2, we use 12 petals. Petal number 1, to make the center, we're using 10. You can use 12, 8, depends on you. I usually like to use 12 or 10. You know, if you want to make it fuller, then you use 12. But, and then we just put a little bit of glue on the sides. And just give it the shape. You can just eye it and see how it's coming along. And you can see the shape of the heart now. You see? And the last petal, we have to give it more shape at the bottom so that it's a little more, looks more like a heart. It depends if you want a small heart or you want to give it. That's personal, but I like to always put number 12 petal. And I go along just the same on top of it, but I just move it a little bit, just a little bit outward so that it stands out a little bit more, you know? And then again, I just shape it just to give it another, you know, another, make it, define it a little bit more. And that's it. This is my heart rose. I hope this is help for you all, and I hope you can make this rose, and you can please share it. You know, if you can tag me once you make it, I would love to see all your pictures at Auroras Fine Designs on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. I would love to see your flowers. And if you're interested, you can send me a message or DM me. Good luck.